Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, to the world away, and we're revisiting this now. We've got Deagostini, stage 36 of Build the X-Wing. Now, you know the thing with this build, first off, there's hardly any gluing. I don't think I've glued anything at the moment. It's all push-in pieces and stuff like that. And obviously there is some screwing, so we're going to need our PHO screwdriver. But most of the things that we've been doing at the moment is the wings. As a matter of fact, I think we've just finished the third wing, or we're about to start the fourth. I think that's where we're up to at the moment. It's been a bit monotonous doing all the wings all the time. So it is welcome when we got a change. And as you know, in the last stage, we were working on the cockpit. Well, guess what? This stage, we're working on the cockpit and the frame. Let me show you what we've got to do. As you can see, we've got loads and loads of details for the frame here and some little details to put on the rear of the cockpit capsule. Now, all of these details that we're going to put on are just pushed to fit. There's no gluing or anything like that, which I do find really weird. But, you know, it is what it is. I suppose you can glue it if you wanted to. In fact, there's just this large detail at the back which is going to require a screw. Nothing else needs that. We're then going to be assembling some more of the frame that's actually going to mount this section, I guess, in the end. And we're going to add it to the frame that we've just been working on last time, which you've got there. You'll see that a little bit closer up in a second. And then, it seems quite a bit to do in this issue. And then basically we are going to have it like I've got it there that you've just seen, but it's all going to be bolted together and looking pretty good. And it's going to give us an idea of scale as well. In the next issue, now in these magazines, they give you a little tiny box just here to let you know what's coming in the next issue. And it says we've got nose components and electronics. We're going to be working with electrics. That's going to be stage 37. You know what? I'm going to do stage 37 this week as well. Tonight I am going to be doing a live stream. So we're going to be doing the HMS Victory. I need to get on with the planking. So if you've seen planking before, you're going to be thrilled to know that I'm going to be doing some planking again. But I don't know how many rows we're going to get through. I need to do 6 rows. I think the first time I did that, we managed to do 1. But, well, it's going to be a fun live stream. I will give you the link to that sometime around midday today. But let's get on with the X-Wing. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, I think the best thing to do is if we open all of this up and we'll start laying out what we've got. We've got a large section there. The bits for the frame I don't need at the moment, so I can put them to one side. We've got some screws, which are, oh, let's have a look. These are Xw07 screws. We've also got Xw07 screws. And we've also got Xw02 screws. Not quite sure which one we need for this section here. I've got 1, 2, just looking at all the details. I'm missing a detail by the look of it. No, there is some details in the bag here as well. So I need to open that. We get these tiny details out the bag. I'm looking for the 2 black sections, which are these 2 sections just there. Now, I'm conscious of this since I lost that clear part from the end of the laser cannon. I need to make sure that I've got everything. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 details. Now, in the picture, it shows 7 details. It shows I've got an extra one of these little tiny things here. But no, we only need 6 because we only need 2 of those. So let's go and get working on where these all go. Okay, so the first thing we do, holding this like this, these are going to go into these slots just down the bottom of the cockpit console here. So I'm going to push that in and it should fit nice and easy in there, just like that. Hopefully you can see that. We're going to do the same on the other side here, exactly the same direction as well. That's pushed in like that. I'm conscious that these on black sections are really hard to see when they're in, but that's those 2 in. Then we're going to be taking the U-shaped detail, that's what they're calling this, the U-shaped detail, and that's going to be going first into the hole just at the top there. So I'll put that bit in first, and then the second one is just going to go onto the little hole just down the bottom there. So I'll put that one in as well. Now these bits can easily fall out, so you can glue them if you wanted to. I mean, I could actually just get that out by hooking my finger underneath there. So they're not held in with great force, to be honest with you. Now we're going to be aligning the targeting computer like this. Just going to go into the slot just at the bottom there. So I'll push that in. But it will clip into place, just like that, and that holds itself in there. Now the last detail, the targeting computer assembly, looking just like this, came in the last stage. So that's not in this stage. That's why I just had to do a little cut there to go and get this off the shelf. This is basically going to be going onto the 2 holes that we see there. So when we line this up, it's going to look just like this. Just put it in exactly like it fits in there like that, and it's going to be screwed in on the other side, 2 holes in the middle there, with Xw07 screws. So I've got them here. Let's get them open. I was getting a little bit worried, I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw that we needed the targeting computer and there wasn't a targeting computer here, I thought to myself, where's that? I thought we were going to have a problem, but no, it was sitting on my X-Wing shelf, nice and safe. So glad we've got that. So if you're frantically looking for a missing part, came in the last issue. So put this screw in. Takes 2 screws, so that's the first one in. Load the second one up. Just like this, and we'll put that in as well. Just like that. And there we go. That is the rear of the cockpit, looking like that at the moment. Now I'm going to start laying out the pieces for the extra bit of frame that we've got here. So basically we've got 1, 2, then we've got 3 and 4. Just making sure that these are round the right way. They should be round that way. And this is sort of the way that we're going to actually be connecting these together. So what we do, we just take one of the middle sections, it's just going to slot underneath this section here, which is going to enable me to screw from this side in like that. Now the screws that are going to be put into this one are Xw07 screws. Now that accounts for why we've got so many in a pack this time round. So I'll get all of these out and we'll start screwing this bit of frame together. Now it secures from this side when we put the screw in, so it's going to go from this side here, and we'll make this nice and tight. Now we are going into metal here, so I am going to drop that in just to a tiny bit of oil here, just to help that go in. Make sure that's nice and tight. There we go. And that should look just like that. We're going to do the same on the other side here. So this one here, just going to slot in at the top there, so it's fitting flat. They actually do have L and R on, so you know what way round they're going. We get another Xw07 screw out. Oh look, they've all decided to drop out now. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this again. Just like that. And then we'll screw this in. Nice and tight. Just going to make sure that one's tightened up as much as I can as well. There we go. And that's those 2 sides in. And then all we've got to do is just put the back in. Now quite simply, the back's just going to fit over these 2 holes that we've got here and here. It's going to go this way round. So when I put it over the top, it's going to look just like that. And once again, these are held in with the Xw07 screws. So one through the top here. I won't put it in all the way, just enough to hold that into place for now, and then I'll tighten that all up at the last screw. So make this nice and tight now. First one's in, and there we go, there's the second one all the way in. So that's that little frame section complete. Now we need to bring over the big section that we've been working on last time. Absolutely love this. And it's actually going to be fitting over these 2 sections here from underneath. So it's going to kind of like fit on. Whoops, get it lined up. It has got some lugs in there to line that up. It's going to fit on just like that. Now that means eventually the cross pieces here are going to secure to the top section there, which we're going to be sorting out now. But the first thing it wants me to put in is some Xw07 screws. Just going to hold that into place underneath here, onto these 2 holes that we can see here and here. So put the first one in. That's the first one in. And we do the second one. Once again, tiny bit of oil. I do love how there's so much to do in this this stage that isn't cannons. So we'll tighten this one up as well. Again, I'm making sure I'm getting these as tight as I possibly can, because there's going to be no way to get to these afterwards, I'm guessing. There we go, that's those 2 in. Let me just put this section back in there. So that's fitting nicely on this section here. So now we're going to be securing from the top section here 4 screws into this just to hold the rest of that frame together. They are the Xw07 screws. So I'll get them open. Lots of these as well. And at the moment we just need 4 of these. I'm just going to, again, just drop them in a tiny bit of oil and we'll get them starting to screw in. That's the first one. And we'll keep going with all the rest of them. Second one on this side. Just turn that on its side so you can see that a little bit better. Third one just at the back there. That's the third one in. Last but not least, we've got the fourth one just on that other side there. Line it up and make that nice and tight as well. So that frame that we've just built is pretty secure in there now. It's secured here and it's secured by those 4 screws there as well. Now we're going to be putting in the forward support console, which looks like this, and as you can see you've got a couple of lugs underneath. That's going to help line up to the section it goes. It's just going to go on top here, just like that, and that's going to be secured in with an Xw07 screw. See why I've got so many screws in this build now. Just down the centre there, and screw that all the way in. Again, nice and tight. Put that back into place there. And then this is where the fun comes in now. We're actually just going to be putting the actual frame on the rest of the ship here. Now when we do this, we need to make sure that that section there is just fitting into the sort of like notched out section there, just on the top of that console there. So I'll make sure that's in as well. Looking good. So that's how that's going to go. And all of these are going to be screwed in underneath, and they're going to be taking the Xw07 screws. So I'll hold that in place, turn it upside down, and where I see a hole, I'm going to start screwing these in. So here's the first one on that side, nice and tight. Now I can probably just leave that like that so I can see where I'm screwing into. I think what I'll do next is I'll do one of the front ones just on the opposite side here. So I'll do that over this side here. Make that nice and tight. So that's 2. Now I'll do this one on this side. Number 3. Where should we go now? Let's do that one on that side over there. I'm being pretty methodical at where I'm actually screwing these in, just to make sure it's quite even all the way around. There we go, that's that one in. Now we'll go with the other one at the front here, just at this far side. Nice and tight. What we got left? We've got 3 left. So we'll do the one on this side. Nice and tight. You notice I'm not using oil now. These are all lined up. And I don't even think I needed oil. I just it's become force of habit now, to be honest with you. That's that one in, and then we've got one more just at the far side over here, and then that is now married together, those 2 halves of the frame, and I'll tell you what, it's looking good. It's looking good. There we go, that's all of them into place. I'm just going to put this piece back in here on the side. Okay, once that's in, we've just got a couple more screws to put in. These are Xw07 screws, and they're just going to hold these sides in that we've got here. So I'll get the first one in this side here. Make sure that's nice and tight. And then that's going to make this whole frame completely rigid now. It's not going to go anywhere. Do the same on the other side here. Xw07 screw just into the side. Like this. Nice and tight. And there we go. That's pretty much the frame completed with the support for the console there. Now that support just needs to be secured into place just from the underside here. It's going to have a long stem screwdriver in here, and it's the Xw07 screws just going to go into the hole from the other side, and that finally secures everything together. So now that is looking like that. And if I was to put the cockpit in, now you will notice that on the cockpit here, actually, if I take the top off, I've already put that section that we've just built in there with the targeting computer. I'm guessing this is going to go on something like, I don't know, something like that. And then I guess this cockpit top would go on eventually, I don't know, like that. So gives you an idea of what this is going to look like. As a matter of fact, size wise, look, it's ginormous compared to my body, isn't it? But I really enjoyed that stage. There was so much to do in it, and I can't stop playing now. But there you go. See, I got a big smile. I think I got a big smile because I'm not building a cannon. There you go. But I am going to get Issue37 done later in the week because, you know me, love playing with electrics. But if you like that video, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.